This recording might be a little bit different than usual because we're not recording over the weekend. We're recording on a Tuesday because guess what? Summer's coming up and we have plans and shit.
Yeah.
But the year of Final Fantasy has to continue apace.
and then,
and then Barrett's
just fucking hard thrusting.
Well, he's about to be executed. You may as well dry hump the guard in front of you.
It's like, you didn't tie my dick behind my back.
You could have, though.
It's like, I did.
oh, shit. Yeah, so I love how petty this moment is. It's like they realize that executing Tifa and Bart won't have any... It's not going to help anyone in this situation. The world's going to end. They can't do anything about weapon.
Yeah.
But you know what? People are gullible and stupid, so killing a couple of terrorists will make them feel better for a few days.
You know, that's kind of the shit that goes on in real life, too.
Yeah, this game keeps continuing to be frighteningly prescient.
Is that...
Yeah, they'll never admit it, but everyone loves this stuff.
Oh, God.
Even, I have a book.
Great stuff. Look at yourself. It's gross sounding.
I have a book that you might actually want to read sometime called Monsters in America, and it's just about the tradition of monsters in America, and how, you know, our monster-telling legends and all of that, and how it changed with the Native Americans and the Pilgrims and the settlers and the revolutionaries and the modern times, and it gets into the modern era and talks about the circus sideshow, the freak show specifically, and how apparently that's... the freak show, where you have a collection of people, is apparently a very American tradition, or was, until like the early 20th century, when suddenly a bunch of people became very puritanical about it and started wanting to shut it down for the sake of... They framed it as, oh, we want to help those poor, exploited, freaks, or whatever, and so they ended up getting shut down around the country, and it really died off, but really they were doing it because they didn't want to admit that they liked it. They didn't want to admit... They didn't want to have around, so they didn't have to face the fact that they like going to these things.
That they like laughing at people's misfortune because it makes them briefly forget about the shit going on in their life.
It made them uncomfortable, in part because they actually love it, and so they're like, well, gotta get that shut down for their sake. Also, this big white tub in the middle. That's Kate Sith dressed as a reporter. I don't know what that looks like.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Vincent Adult Man is more convincing than Kate Sith right now.
It kind of looks like Eggman.
It's like, okay, it's a giant egg with a cat's head sticking out on top. How did his press credentials get past anybody?
Yeah. Oh man, the buns on Kate Sith.
Yeah.
Sith.
Oh yeah, we never really see him in high detail in this playthrough because he's only in the party a couple of times.
You got some beefy thighs there.
I guess you're a doll. Or not? I don't know what you are.
I don't understand this character.
Very confusing.
Some might say it's completely unnecessary.
Some might say it feels like an 11th hour edition.
To sell toys, maybe? Or, I don't know. Blam.
Yeah, the way Barrett twists his arm when he fires this thing, like his whole arm should just explode out of the socket. See?
Yeah.
He turns it upside down like he's extra cool. Not only sideways, he has to turn a full 180.
I wish when characters got sleep, status effect on them, they fell over, but then they hit the ground and then just woke back up. Like,
yeah. Sleep is pointless. That'd be a nice mechanic in a game that just want to make a joke about it.
Yeah.
It's like, of course you're not going to fall asleep in the middle of a battle. Besides, I hate this bride.
Yeah, the status effect would be a little bit more believable if it was maybe just like sleepiness or like lethargy or something.
Lethargy would be a good one.
Yeah, you're just sort of like... You just are maybe not as quick to respond to stuff. Like, maybe you don't, depending on, like, you can't dodge or crit. Like, you can't, maybe you forget commands or you miss.
Yeah, I would say it decreases your hit power, your hit strength, makes you less likely to hit, removes any kind of dexterity-based bonus that you might have, because you're like, fuck, I'm just so sleepy.
I know that sleepiness.
I know that sleepiness
I get that
all the time.
Get that sleepiness at work, and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. I hope no one calls.
I get that way toward the end of every day, and it's the hardest part of my day.
The hardest part of my day is walking through the door into getting into work. Oh, it gets difficult. It gets more and more difficult every day. Every day.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So I don't know why Junon has these complex blast shields in front of all the buildings when there's really no military power in the world that can challenge Shinra.
Maybe it's to protect him from when they blast this. Maybe it
makes me wonder why they even built this cannon.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cool set piece that they did a real dumb thing with in Crisis Core.
I don't even remember.
In the opening of Crisis Core, Sephiroth, Soldier G, and I think Angeal? Some third soldier are having like having a big anime fight and slicing the barrel up. Then you realize it's a VR training simulation, even though there is no hint of virtual reality in this fucking game.
It's a good thing that weapon was directly in front of this cannon because,
and not approaching from the side. Yeah, this thing has no left to right. It can't swivel. It just fires in a big straight line. It's the ultimate skill shot, and it really pays off.
I think I'm constantly mixing up Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus in my head. Like, both of those games just kind of blend together, even though I know they're very different. To me, they're just little, kind of just one blob of Final Fantasy that just hangs out in my mind.
It came out at around the same time, I think. I think they're both part of the 10-year and the 10th anniversary, and it's now 10 years since that. Huh.
Oof.
We're old.
I'd like to see, Crisis. I think I might have mentioned this, but to see Crisis Core on a mobile platform,
that'd be good.
On a phone, I think that'd be totally fine. Because I don't think it requires like the precision you get from a controller.
Probably not. No, I think most of that game in its higher stages was mostly just like getting really powerful materia combinations.
Yeah.
Casting Ultima like 20 times in a row. Fuck it up! Again, I don't know why they have all these I guess they could have built them specifically for this. Maybe.
The prophecy foretells that Weapon will approach directly from here.
We better be ready.
And then Weapon's hanging out like with the trench coat on, like, yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, it's going to approach from this exact diagram. This is the exact limit of our field of fire. Unless we have these dumb rockets.
We have these super scopes.
Somehow most of them are missing.
This thing does not give a fuck about no super scope.
No, this is a good intro to Weapon, and I feel like they stole this for the Godzilla movie in '98.
Oh god, it's coming.
Because this exact thing happened in that movie. Do you remember?
Yeah. Now, not only would the impact of Weapon fuck him up, but then the wave.
Oh yeah, the wave following
afterwards.
after. Well, yeah, it's displacing so much water.
Like, even if Weapon just stopped immediately and then just let the wave hit, that'd probably do it.
Yeah, it would.
Barrett, quit fucking that door, man.
I'm almost done. I'm almost there.
I'll stop when I'm finished.
Oh, damn it. Now I need some lube. Now I'm basically starting all over. Damn it. I knew I should have poured more.
Kate Sith, spit on this.
I'm a robot. Even if I wasn't repulsed by that request, I wouldn't physically be able to.
Like, Barrett, what? You have a daughter. I mean, it's not yours, but she's just you're a guardian. You can't just be talking like, can't be telling stuff.
Hey, is she around? No.
Don't
insinuate to talk like that in front of Marlene.
I can tell who I want and what I want to spit on my little cannon.
Spoiler alert, it ain't so tiny. Why do you think I chuckled to myself when I saw the tiny Bronco? I was thinking about deer. Yes, Barrett, we all pieced that together.
I like to think that Barrett has just extremely, like, vain about his dick. Like, he's a pretty modest and straightforward dude, but when it comes to talking about the dick, he's just extremely, like, vain and conceited about it. Like,
well, he's got to allow himself some small release in his daily life.
Oh, who's this?
Oh, I wonder who this is in a diaper. First, we got to fight some. Who did we fight? Must have been important if I left it in. Oh yeah, Soldier Second Class.
Ah, I like that.
I neglected to include it when we were in Shinra Tower, but you do encounter Soldiers Third, Second, and First Class in this game. You encounter third class when you're going up Shinra Tower after you get out of the cells, after Sephiroth has taken Genova and all of that. Here you encounter second class, and you encounter first class when you're invading Midgar at the end of Disc 2.
See, what I want out of, kind of like how I mentioned about the individuals that Sephiroth was, taking control over, how I wish they played a bigger role in, like, mini little boss fights. I would love it if Soldier Second Class was also kind of like that, and, maybe they had cover materia, and like, they had some...
They would be a good, in the same way that in character action you always have the rival, they'd be a good rival for your party, because they'd have Soldier are the elite. They're kitted out in a way that monsters and the regular soldiers are not. Like, you saw all Sephiroth's materia.
Like, if it was just a real rough little fight, it was essentially a party of clouds that you're fighting that can,
I would have
do that shit.
It's not necessary for this game's story, but it would be nice if they had found a way to make Soldier more front and center.
Yeah.
Simply because Cloud isn't Soldier, and you are fucking with Shinra throughout this game, and Soldier are supposed to be their elite task force. So it makes sense that they would send Soldier after, these motherfuckers who blew up a couple of reactors, or just a continuing thorn in their side. And oh shit, Weapon makes a hell of an entrance. How are we gonna sell this monster? How about we do the best job of selling it? Okay, I'm behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they put a better emphasis of Soldier in Crisis Core, but...
Oh, they definitely did.
Here, this is... yeah. Maybe in the remake. There'll be some stuff. That could be really cool.
It's another one of those things that I would hope they think to address with the remake. Especially if they're going to go ahead and make it episodic, which, by latest accounts, it seems they're still holding true to that episodic plan.
I'm down with that.
If you're going to... Yeah, depending on how they want to execute it. I mean, I don't know if an episodic game of that scope has ever been done. But there's no reason you can't. Just give give the player a certain level cap per episode, carry that over in the next episode, and make each episode worth it, since it's going to be like a year or two between episodes. Like, you can make all of Disc 1 an episode, or because Disc 1 is so long, you can make Midgar an episode. You can make the beginning through... what would be a good... Not certain what would be a good break point for that. But if you're going to make it episodic in that sense, to where there's a year or two between episodes, it makes sense to give them a gigantic amount of content, and then use that as an excuse to expand upon stuff. Like, I'd love to hang around Midgar a while longer, get to know his back streets a little bit, learn more about Loveless, that play they went on about in Crisis Core, just because there's a couple of posters of it in the background here.
And it would be cool if, say in a situation like this where Cloud isn't around, and you're fighting Soldier Second Class, and you're like, this is really tough because we don't have Clud around in our party doing all this other shit too. And I just want a little bit more distinction between the characters and the kind of class they bring, and what they can bring to a battle as a party member.
And that's the fact that it looks like the remake is going to control much the same way that 15 does. At least from the latest videos we've seen of it, and the very brief snippets of combat, it looks like it's basically 15's combat system with, some alterations, because obviously you're going to have materia and whatnot, but I think bringing that combat to this game would actually help to emphasize the differences between each character. When it's not just selecting the attack command and then attacking, when it's not basically the same, but for a certain animation.
So what's the trick to this?
You press X to get the key. I think you press X and triangle at the same time, so that she lifts the key up with her feet and then grabs it with her mouth. Then you press triangle and circle to unlock one arm, and then you press circle again to unlock the right arm.
Tifa, I know you're about to die, and I know that you're maybe at the most 150 triangles of polygon, but it's pretty hot right now. You moving, putting the key in your mouth with your feet.
I'm just saying, I'm a gross man, and sometimes I can't help but think about these things.
Can't help it, Tifa. Should have kicked those boots off first.
What? I don't even know where you're going with that one.
Oh man, you ever get in a conversation with Brian about like feet and stuff like that?
No.
You should sometime. Brian is not ashamed to talk about that. Talk about those kind of creepy thoughts. And oh wow, yeah, you got some teeth on your weapon. I think that's a mouth. That looks like a jaw.
That's a mouth,
it's
yeah.
Approximate. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
yeah.
I see it. Yeah, you said something.
Once the carapace drops away.
Yeah.
There's a big old laser for not a lot of effect.
Just letting you know.
I give you a second blast. Here I go, gonna be real. Oh!
Oh, my mouth! Oh no!
Oh, it's fucking gone.
Why'd you put your face near the? I mean, they knew.
Yeah.
Like the prophecy foretold that weapon
It'd be
would
right
approach.
here.
I mean,
Its head would be exactly this height.
they couldn't have hoped for like a better situation.
Nope.
That weapon would put its goddamn lips around the barrel of the cannon that can't move.
Think it's a straw onto the world's biggest milkshake. Gonna get it eventually.
Don't fall, Tifa. It'd be real
Tifa,
bad.
don't fall. It would be the worst.
They're like coming after you still.
Yeah.
It's like just let her go,
Come
man.
on. You have nothing to gain from this. Like, that guy fell.
Fuck.
It disappeared into the upside down, I guess. And then Tifa does fall. But she knows how to fall. Like Link.
Oof, oof. Oh man, yeah. Just hold
Just,
forward.
yeah.
Don't not push forward. You feel bad for Link.
Yeah.
It's like, my spine and my knees. They're exploded.
This cannon is textured like a jerky stick.
Wouldn't it be really warm?
It'd be the warmest, yeah. Like,
like more than room temperature?
oh geez, now I remember. So I was looking at some of the footage of the Crash Bandicoot remake, and someone did like a quick montage of some of the new death animations in the third one. There's one in the medieval levels where a guy swings a sword and cuts you in half.
Yeah.
The way it works in the original is Crash crosses his arms, and then his legs just kind of walk off.
Yeah.
The way they do it in the new one, he crosses his arms, and his torso slides forward and drops off, and you see like just red and white on his waist. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And now we're getting into a slap fight.
This game
Press O to slap.
just keeps getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, it does.
Kick those boots off first, Tifa.
You have an athletic woman in a mini skirt slapping a professional woman with a thigh-high split in her dress and
Oh,
thigh-high
God.
stockings and high heels.
Yeah,
and a deep V in her blouse.
Yeah, it's super hot.
This is how porn starts. This is how every porn... Well, this is how every porn should start.
Scarlet's like, you call that a slap? And Tifa, who's known for her punching strength, slaps her even harder. And Scarlet's just like, yeah, that's right.
She says, I don't know... I'm not into this.
Tifa just starts punching her in the nose.
Yeah.
Looks like she's gonna have to jump.
Eventually.
At least she didn't jump too soon.
Yeah. That wouldn't be bad.
And then just Barrett waving his peg arms like, woo.
Here, grab this little bit of rope I've got. Wait, why are we still going up? Guys?
Oh, shit. Oh, man, good thing the rope whipped like that.
Yeah. Guys, we almost killed Tifa. Oh, shit.
Maybe we could have got closer. Maybe we could have, I don't know, got a lot closer.
Maybe we could have thrown down that ladder that we've got. We have a ladder. I'm just spitballing here. There are ways we could have not almost killed Tifa.
Good thing the cannon can't move. Sea weapon learned something from the high wind.
Like, just walk up onto the beach 20 feet to the right, then go up above Junon, and just fall on top of it, weapon. That's all you have to do.
They are fucking really going.
Look at this fucking drawing of airshipdeck.jpg
Yeah.
we're standing on. It just now hit me that this is just a drawing they did. You can see the poor outline.
Yeah, you can see the dark pixels around
Yeah,
the edge.
yeah, they didn't quite have feathering back in 97.
Doesn't even bob like up and down or
No,
anything.
no. There's just a blur in the background.
They were,
Cockpit.
they were probably like, you know, we're only going to be on this scene for like a minute.
Yeah. Player has very little reason to ever go back here.
Plus, they were just thinking about that hot slap fight. I don't think anyone minds. What happens if you don't hit circle to slap?
I don't know.
Can you fail that?
Maybe.
You get outslapped?
Maybe.
You just don't, like, show your dominance, and so then Scarlet just totally, like, walks all over you?
Yeah. And Tifa's just like, that's right, you're the boss. And then Scarlet's uncomfortable because that's her thing.
It's just a battle of who can make each other, like, the most uncomfortable sexually.
I feel like a lot of animes play that game with their audience.
Yeah.
Or between each other, but their audience is the barometer. I bet I can draw the littlest girl in the sexiest outfit. No, I bet I can.
Aw, man.
We'll let our audience decide. Oh, they like it. Oh, no. Oh, this backfired.
It's like this girl is the same sort of character design as an 8-year-old girl from a different anime,
But someone said she's 18 at some point, so
Yeah.
it's fine? Question mark?
let's just see if anyone notices. Kate Sith is not moving.
Nope.
And it's weird. I mean, no one's moving, but it's just this big dumb face.
Big dumb mouth. Just roof.
I mean, even the back. How come the background pilots and stuff are moving, but like Vincent and Sid can't just like, I don't know, like scratch their ass or something?
I don't. Well, that would have taken some extra time in animation, and they'd already spent like $12 million making this game.
I wonder how much this game made a first year of release.
Oh, a lot. It's one. I mean, it has received a boost in sales throughout the years. Obviously, it came out on PC, and then later on, it was released on the PlayStation Network, and then it was released to PC again, and then they brought the PC version to the PS4. But even before all of that, it was one of the top 10 selling PlayStation games of all time. I think it's like it's high up there. I can't remember how high, but it made its money back and then some. And it did cost like $12 million or something, which at the time was exorbitant.
Yeah.
And now they probably blew through that in an afternoon with 15.
I want to know how successful Square Enix or Square and Squaresoft and Enix games were. Like, I really want to do some research and see how like well the Square games sold up until the merger.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I know that Enix only put out a few, but I think they were really good.
I think Valkyrie Profile is one of them.
Yeah, I want to say that.
And there's another popular franchise, which I think they had Xenogears as well.
Did they do
No, I think that's someone else. Fuck.
Illusion of Gaia, perhaps? That was
Maybe.
a good game. But I just want to know if like they made their money previously, or if they just had like shitloads of investors, or like what like the deal was.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what the numbers are, but I know they were profitable after Final Fantasy. Square, at least. I don't know anything about Enix, really. After Final Fantasy, they became profitable and solvent. It wasn't until this game that it really exploded for them. Like, 6 on the SNES was popular, but it was still pretty niche, as I understand it. Like, it sold 1 or maybe even saying 2 million copies is too much. But this is the game where it fucking exploded. But even back then, you didn't need to sell multi-millions of copies.
Enix had the Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, there it is. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
That little game.
Yeah, that
they
one.
did Illusion of Gaia. Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know things about games, fuckers. Sometimes.
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes I'm not the biggest fake nerd in the world.
So Cloud's gone, so Tifa is the party leader.
Tifa.
But also, I know Tifa's gonna leave immediately, so, right, I put Sid in there, so then he's gonna be the party leader.
Sid's like, I don't want to do this shit.
He doesn't.
Ooh, they did Star Ocean's second story.
Ah, cool.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And now we finally have an airship. Gonna go travel the world and see that's pretty shitty.